Uh, just thinking back, you won your first AFI award for Proof back in, I think, 91. And as it happened, a young Russell Crowe also bobbed up in that film, and I think he picked up an AFI award for Best Supporting. Yeah. How do you reflect on your journey from there to now? In less than 2 hours.
I feel incredibly fortunate to still be working and doing roles that I'm really kind of grabbed by. To be working in theatre and film and big budget film and kind of, much more intense family kind of filmmaking efforts. And also to have balanced that out with my own family and spending time with them, and which I love not working. I love being able to spend time with the family, and so I think I've been really blessed to have that balance in my life.
You've essentially shunned the Hollywood life. You loathe the celebrity and the red carpet. You once described Los Angeles as a series of Parramatta roads, which having lived there, I agree with. Has that cost you anything in career terms, do you think?
Possibly, but look, I always sort of believe that you compete against yourself in a way, and you kind of do what's right for you, and I try not to compare myself to other people and try and sort of think, well, what do I want to do, and where do I want to go, what direction do I want to go in, and what sort of balance or where do I want my energy to be in my own life. And so, look, maybe if I'd moved to Hollywood and lived over there, I would certainly have a different career, I suppose. But actually, a number of I've only worked in LA for a couple of weeks in my career, and so
that's a pretty staggering thing
most
to contemplate, actually, given
those films have been shot, either in Sydney or New Zealand. This is the big budget ones, or in Berlin or London. So I haven't really had to
play the game,
to sort of go there in that way. So yeah,
Hollywood has always had its stars. It's always had the glitter, but the cult of celebrity has never been as pervasive as it is today. Why do you think that is? And what does it cost the industry? What has it done to the industry in terms of the quality of filmmaking?
Look, it's massively pervasive, isn't it? And it's celebrity right across the board, not just in the film industry. If you're famous, and that's enough. And I always thought, from an actor's point of view, one of the things you want to try and maintain as an actor is your ability to transform in some way and to sort of get inside the skin of another human being and to understand and empathise with them, so that the viewer can then empathise with that character, not with you. And so for me, the whole cult of celebrity, the whole push to promote film through actors is actually one that damages the ability of the actor to successfully create a character. And so I've always felt that I'm trying to promote the films I'm involved in, but at the same time I don't really want people to be listening and celebrating me, because I'm not really interested in that.
Have you seen where you feel that has damaged or diminished an otherwise potentially very good actor?
I think it damages all actors in some way. I think it's a really, really difficult thing to come to terms with, and I've seen it in myself. I think, these things that you kind of fight against because you want to focus on something else. And there's something very seductive about being feted and, flying around the world first class and put up in wonderful hotels and taken to great parties and meeting all these, wonderful people and being told you're great and patted on the back.
Could follow out very quickly.
But for a young actor, that's potentially a minefield, but for anyone actually it's a minefield. And it might be an older actor and suddenly think, well, I've made it, and suddenly after all that hard work, this is who I really am, or that's my just reward. But of course it's an illusion, and it is a way of promoting the film and making the money. So it's one you've got to keep on your toes with all the time, I think.
If anyone has ever said a bad word about you, it certainly hasn't appeared in print. Apparently, you're a dream to work with. You leave your ego at the door. You're very sensitive. You're the best character actor in the world.
Oh.
There's no role.
Who said that?
There's no role you can't do, and you're a model family man. Tell me about your dark side. No. Well, I don't know. We've all got hideous demons, haven't we, really? You know? I think that's one of the things, actually, that's interesting about, to get off me and talk about the film, but it's actually one of the interesting things about Wolfman is it is about that very thing, those animal instincts, or that dark side of the human nature that we try to suppress and civilize, and to what extent that kind of comes up and bubbles up from time to time, and when we least want it to happen. So of course that happens to all of us, including myself. Yeah. So how much of a reach is it for you to play the computer-generated villain in Matrix, or the hated cricketer Jardine in Bodyline, the heroin addict who destroys relationships in Little Fish, or the destructive revolutionary in V for Vendetta, or the desolate criminal in Last Ride?
Well, they're all a stretch, and actually some of the ones that are the biggest stretch are the most scary, but ultimately the most fulfilling, because I sort of think, well, I don't know anything about that world or that person or that thing, or I'm going to have to sort of really dig deep within myself, but also go out of myself and try to understand that from someone else's perspective, try and find someone who's much more like that person than I am, so that I can be informed by them. And I've always loved that part of acting, and meeting other people who can teach me something about how they feel and how they think that somehow reflects the character better than me, and slowly over time hoping that some of that energy filters into me. So it's a great process. I'm hugely blessed to be able to work in that way. And then there are other times which you just think, oh, well, that sort of process isn't necessary. It's just a matter of me enjoying myself, and having fun, because it's kind of all on the page, and I just need to kind of be the villain who's